I woke up this morning and um, was thinking about AI and how AI can be used um, for writers without stealing or taking from other people's works, because that's a big issue with AI, right? So I put a prompt in, and I'm going to tell you in this video what I asked ChatGPT and ChatGPT's response. So let's just get right into it. So I asked ChatGPT, using the previous chats in the current thread that I was on, analyze my writing, then tell me the name of a well known author that I write similarly to. So what I did was I uploaded one of my books, and actually, I think it was A Cowboy's Love. Um, and ChatGPT said, your writing has a natural, emotionally grounded style with strong pacing and authentic character dynamics. After reviewing the scenes and dialogues you've shared, here's a breakdown of your writing voice and strengths, followed by an author comparison. Okay, so uh, we let's see. Okay, so your writing style. One, emotionally driven dialogue. You excel at using conversation to reveal character motivation, emotional tension, and backstory. Even when dialogue is casual, it's layered with the subtext. Characters often say one thing, but feel another, and you let that contradiction breathe. Okay. Uh, and it gave an example. Why don't you ever why don't you ever kiss me first? Don't you like kissing me? I love kissing you. I would kiss you all the time, but I have to restrain the passion. And that is a conversation between Dwight and Mary when they were teenagers. And this is actually, I think, the night that they um, got pregnant with her son, which, you know, I'm not going to get into that. If you want to know, read the book. This kind of tension filled vulnerability is a hallmark of intimate romantic storytelling. Okay. Strong sense of place. You paint visceral environments from dusty ranches to cozy kitchens, grounding readers in a sense of community, family, and heritage. Sunset Spring feels alive with tradition, grit, and warmth. Good, because that's what I wanted. Okay, so well rounded characters. Your characters are not caricatures, they have flaws, they make mistakes, and they grow. Even secondary characters like Tanya and Jorge have agency and voice. Luis is especially well drawn for a child, character, curious, clever, emotionally rich. Good, because that's what I wanted. Uh, Themes you lean into: family secrets, reconciliation, second chances at love, interracial romance and social tension, found family, and small town community. These themes are consistent with a lot of emotional payoff. And that is really, I mean, I think this is exactly what I wanted for this particular story. Now, I'm sure it would give me a different analysis for some of the other books that I've written. But in this one, to me, it was a lot. The overarching theme was family secrets and how to reconcile that, how to put the pieces back together once you learn these things about your family and yourself. The second chance at love, absolutely. This was a definitely a second chance at love romance. Uh, I, I write interracial social tension stuff all the time, usually not to the same degree. And some people might even say that I don't go deep enough into it. But that's because I write what I consider quick books. I write books that you can sit down on a Saturday morning or Saturday afternoon after you've done all your errands or whatever. And you can read this book in 4 to 5 hours, maybe six. And it hasn't taken away your entire day. So found family and small community. I believe that family is not just about blood. The people that I live with, and I might pop a picture in here somewhere um, of them, but the family that I have right now is not the family I was born into. I rarely speak to most of my blood relatives. Um, the most important person who was a blood relative to me, my mother, died in 2018. In fact, her birthday's coming up. So if this is around July 23rd, happy birthday, Mom. Haven't forgotten you, still miss you, wish you were here, miss those mama hugs. But this family that I am a part of now, I found them over my lifetime, and we have been friends and family for years. And I'll be the first to tell you, yeah, I can talk about them all day and what drives me crazy about them from time to time, and they can do the same with me. But I guarantee you this: you mess with my family, you don't mess with the wrong one, because I'm coming for you. Um, but small town community, that's my tribe, you know. Um, Even as readers, I encourage people who read my books, talk to me. If you read something in my book that you feel was not authentic, or you wish I had expounded on, or um, anything, good or bad, I don't care. Leave a comment on my website. Leave it in your review. Email me, because like I said, you can go to my website and you can send me an email, and I read all of it. If you've written a review of my books, I have read it. I read absolutely every one. I kind of hate that Amazon took away that option where you could reply to someone's um, review, because I would let people know back in the day, hey, I get where you're going with this. Thank you for letting me know this is something I need to work on. Um, or thank you so much for loving my story. So I believe in the small town community, because to me, that's what my readers are. They are my town, they are my tribe. Y'all are my people. Okay. Plain and simple. Anyway, these themes are consistent with a lot of emotional payoff, was the final line in that. And um, okay, I guess I didn't copy down the part. Okay, hold on. I got to find. Yeah, I left it open. Thank goodness. Okay, um, so it tells me about my writing style, who it's similar to, and I am going to read you guys that as well. Let me just put this in the Word doc because I can see it better that way. Okay, so um, my writing style, or as it's saying, your writing style, is similar to Brenda Novak or Jody Thompson, but most notably Debbie Macomber, especially her later books. Now, I don't know who Brenda Novak is. I don't know who Jody Thomas is. I apparently have never read any of their books. I can tell you that I do know who Debbie Macomber is, and I've never read any of her books. And I think I'm going to have to now, since ChatGPT seems to think that she and I write similarly. So it says, why Debbie Macomber? Like you, she blends romantic tension with multi generational family dynamics. Okay. Now, again, this is based off of just one book. This is not based off of all of the books that I've written. Her characters are working class, emotionally sincere, and often navigating past trauma or secrets. And again, yeah, for this particular book, I think it's spot on, if this is what her character dynamics are. She's known for hopeful, heartfelt love stories set in close knit towns where dialogue is the driving force and even tough issues are handled with warmth. And I can agree with that. I think in all of the books that I've written, because of just about every book I've written has been an interracial romance, genuinely with Black women, white men. So, in just about all of these things, yeah, race does pop into it because just as in life, race pops up when you least expect it. So, um, I I try to create conversations between the characters that would be similar to real life conversations. Um, like I said, my family, um, in this house, I am the only Black person. Okay. I live with three wonderful non melanated people. And we have conversations about race all the time. Um, there are times when talking to them that I kind of feel like maybe they don't quite get it, but that's literally only because they have not walked a mile in my shoes. Just like some of the stuff, that I say to them, they may not feel as though I get it because I have not walked a mile in their shoes. And that's okay. But we talk about all this stuff all the time. And I feel like everybody should be talking about this. Everyone. So it goes on to say Macomber also features strong female leads with complex emotional journeys, just like Mari, who is strong, technical minded, yet torn emotionally. So, I there's no way I could write a book and not have a strong female lead. There's no way because that's all I've ever been surrounded by. My mother, visually impaired most of my life since I was about 7 years old. Her most of her vision left, and as her children, we stepped in and filled the gap. But my mother was still a very strong woman. She's a lot like Bear's love interest in the first Road Beast book. My mother was fiercely independent, and she was, sometimes stubborn about that. You want to help and make things easier for her, and she's like, "No, I need to learn how to do this. I have to take care of myself. If something happens to you, what am I going to do? I need to know how to do things." And as a single mother, added to that the visual impairment. My mother was an incredible woman, and I'll smack down anybody who says otherwise. Um, she made all three of her children, me, my sister, and my brother, very strong people, each in our own unique way. But yeah, strong female leads, you damn well better believe you're not going to find a book written by me where that woman is not considered strong. And if she begins at the beginning, maybe not recognizing her strengths, by the end of that book, her arc is going to literally take her from one end to the other, where you see her growth as a character. That is always my goal, is to show you, no matter where you are, you can start out here, but you're going to end up over here, and it's going to be a much better position for you. So I like that chat picked up on that. Okay, so um, the summary, it says your writing blends emotional depth, sharp dialogue, and guarded small town realism, making it both relatable and deeply engaging. You write like a romance author who understands people, their wounds, their desires, and their capacity for healing. That puts you stylistically closest to Debbie Macomber, with shades of Brenda Novak for grit and Jodie Thomas for setting. Okay, so that is ChatGPT's assessment of my writing. If you've read any of my books and agree or disagree, let me know in the comments. I'm curious to know what you think. If you haven't read my books, what are you waiting for? Grab you a copy. Um, in fact, if you have not read one of my books, uh, I'm gonna figure out. I'm gonna figure out one, and I will send it to you for free. All you have to do is go to my website. I'll put the address on the screen somewhere, and you can just go to that uh, contact author at the bottom, and tell me, hey, I'd like to read one of your books for free. And I will send you a book. And, I'll see you in the next video, or I'll meet you in the next story.